You're watching Pittsburgh Steelers Talk. I am Tom Downey, and we here at Chat Sports are so close to 14,000 subscribers. I know the offseason's a little bit slower, not quite as jam-packed with free agency and the draft pretty much over, but we're still giving you guys daily videos on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe for more free content. Here's what's coming up on today's Steelers Talk. A potential surprise rookie gem already being hyped and floated out there. Is this going to be a bounce-back year for Dan Moore? Which rookie QB is making a splash so far in OTAs in the offseason? And is Diontae Johnson actually unhappy? Plus some conversation around Najee Harris. Before we get going, it's trivia time. You guys like the trivia questions. It's fun here. Bonus points to the first one who gets it right without cheating. Who did the Steelers beat in their first Super Bowl, and what was the score? Full disclosure, I got the team right. I did not know the score, so get your answers for me in the pinned comment, and stick around until the end of today's video for the correct answer. No cheaters. Our first story is on Najee Harris, as he now weighs 244 pounds. Remember, Najee was listed at like 230 last year, and he's like, you all have to relax on social media. He tweeted this out, brah, I weighed 240 last year. Reporters really don't be knowing nothing, just be tweeting shit. This is a great reminder, folks, that A, best shape of life season often gets overblown, always overblown, and the listed weights on the team sites are often not actually that accurate. People were accusing Najee Harris of looking like this. If you look very closely, it's the 22 on the helmet, by the way. It's a Photoshop version. He really looks like this. I don't know about you guys. Najee looks great to me. Lower body looks incredibly thick in a good way. 2 C's, you know it. I am excited for Najee Harris this year. He is not overweight or anything. I think looks like he is in fantastic shape. Maybe actually could be in the best shape of his life. This is a buff version of Najee Harris. If the offensive line isn't terrible, I think he's going to have a fantastic season. So like the video if you support the in-shape buff and potential evenly bigger breakout year for Najee Harris. Let's talk DeMarvin Leal now. Bleacher Report named him the surprise rookie gem for the Steelers. This might be Calvin Austin erasure, but I understand where we're coming from here. I wonder what type of impact Leal could have. Here's what Bleacher Report argued and wrote. Pittsburgh already has a potential replacement should Tuitt get off to a slow start. That's Stephon Tuitt in 2022. Third-round pick DeMarvin Leal is a big-bodied athlete who profiles as an ideal 3-4 end. His 6'4", 290 frame has surprising quickness out of his stance and has powerful hands that can disarm blockers. Leal needs to show consistency to earn trust, but the talent is there for him to take Tuitt's job in 2022 and beyond. He'll at least work into the rotation as the Steelers evaluate his ability to assume a larger role. I think it's pretty spot on there from Bleacher Report. Leal, who was closer to 6'3", 283, but it's the program weight, size, college, NFL, what he actually plays at, like we just discussed. That's kind of all over the map to an extent there. I do think 3-4 end is the ideal role for him. A typically less valued role than like your typical 4-3 defensive end or 4-3 defensive tackle. But the traits are there. It's the consistency wasn't always available. The skills aren't quite as polished. So I know how the hype trains often get. So we've intentionally picked a high number on our over-under for the day. Over or under 6 sacks for DeMarvin Leal this season. I am very curious how you guys vote, but I want to hear from you. Type in O for over 6 sacks, so he gets at least 6.5, or U for under. He does not reach that number. Heck, if he gets 5, I think I'm over the moon with that level of performance, but I want to hear from you right now. Let's go to Dan Moore now, from defensive line to offensive line. Is this going to be a bounce-back year for Dan Moore, or maybe even a breakout year from that perspective? Moore, as the left tackle, wasn't great last year for the Steelers, and so far there has been no real competition for the left tackle. He is the guy this upcoming year, and from his own standpoint, Moore appears to be more confident in year. I try to avoid it. I'm sorry. Here's what Dan Moore had to say. Quote, just getting that first year starting under your belt. Now you're going in with the confidence and the experience. I just know what to expect. It's a good way to frame it there, Dan. Unfortunately, the numbers were not great. Now, remember that sacks and even hurries to a lesser extent are often, at least partially, a quarterback stat, because if your quarterback holds the ball forever and doesn't get rid of it or is not mobile, the sack numbers are going to be higher. That's why Peyton Manning, not mobile, didn't take that many sacks in his NFL career. The run grade wasn't great either. In theory, though, this is the floor for Dan Moore. There's nowhere to go but up as he enters his second year in the NFL. So I want you to be honest with me. This is a safe space to raise potential concerns. How confident are you in Dan Moore starting at left tackle this year? Scale it 1 to 10. 1 being you are panicking. You want to go sign Eric Fisher, somebody else. 10 being this guy is going to be the best left tackle in the NFL this year. I have no doubts about him. Sound off in the comments. Next up, is Diontae Johnson unhappy right now with his contract? He's not at OTAs. Well, according to Johnson, no, he's just fine. He's just away from the team right now. He ain't mad or anything there. He's doing good with the organization. And, okay. Here's what Diontae Johnson tweeted. Ain't say nothing, LOL, which is plus the sleeping emoji. We can translate. He's fine. That's what that means. Although, is it really? I'm not sure if he's actually that happy right now. I don't think he's going to hold out. But I do think if you ask Diontae Johnson, hey, do you want a new contract? He'd say, yeah, I do want a new contract. But he's also not like angry or anything along that type of the mold. Like, I think that the lack of OTA presence is just where he's at. There was a report from The Athletic who said that Johnson is unhappy with his contract situation. He's sending a message by being there or by not being there, which I do think is at least partially true. I mean, let me put it to you this way. If Diontae Johnson had signed an extension, a month ago, would he be at OTAs? I think the answer is yes, and that's okay. And Johnson has a right to try to get his new contract. I also don't expect Diontae to hold out or to demand a trade or anything like that. So I think it's the middle ground from that standpoint with where we sit right now. But I want to hear from you. Do you think that Johnson is really unhappy with the Steelers? Type B for I believe it. You think he's mad? Or type in F for no, it's fake news. There's nothing wrong at all in Steelerland. Let's talk about this rookie QB, not the one you were expecting. Could Chris Oladoken surprise people in his rookie year or even beyond that? I'm not so sure. I think everyone needs to pump the brakes here. I know that there's draft pick, quarterback, extra hype train no matter what. Someone I'm sure will say Taysom Hill, but no, I don't think that's going to be the case there. He talked with Steelers.com about his play style. He can help the team. He's like, I love splashy plays, taking risks. And, of course, the Steelers didn't have many explosive plays at all last year, which I think was a product of the offensive line and the quarterback there. South Dakota State, 7th-round pick. To be clear, if he makes the team, that's awesome. That's like the number one goal right now for Oladokun. Not to be an impact player or to beat out Kenny Pickett or anything like that. That's to be honest, pretty unrealistic expectations. So I'm glad he hyped himself up as a big play guy. That's what I want him to be saying. But I also wouldn't anticipate him really being a big play guy anytime soon for this organization. He is a 7th-round pick. Gotta have the right expectations in line there. All right, trivia time here. If you didn't answer at the pinned comment, go do it right now before I give it away. Steelers' first Super Bowl, and what was the score? The answer is the Vikings, 16-6. I got the answer right. If you guessed Cowboys, statistically a pretty good guess given their track records, but it was not Dallas. I knew it wasn't Dallas, so I went with Minnesota because that was the other one I remember, not named Arizona. I had no idea what the score was, so if you got the score right, you are smarter than me and especially producer Jeremy. The MVP, by the way, was Franco Harris, going way back on that one. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit that big red button right here at Steelers Talk for even more free videos.